Raleigh?
Here.
Ready? And City of Raleigh.
Here. I don't think I can. Jerry already told me he was going to represent the town. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll cover that. What I'm going to do is we have some people there. I don't know. Make introductions. We're kind of small. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Nora Batley with California House.
I'm Dave Parker with Brenderson Engineering Constructors, and we've been doing some work down here with Cal Energy in the past, and hope to do a lot more. A lot of interest down here. Let's see what's going on.
You want to tell us who you are on the recording?
My name is Scott Ainsworth. I'm just an independent videographer here in Imperial County, recording various public meetings like this.
Right.
Posting them on YouTube.
Approval of the minutes there. Motion to approve the minutes of May 15th.
I make a motion.
Okay, is there a second to that? Second. Okay, moved and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Informational managers report. Diane, you ready for that?
I'm ready for that, yeah. Okay, under materials, I finally got my business cards. Here they are, so everybody take one. Thank you, Melissa.
She's legitimate. We
I'm
signed her
legitimate,
contract.
but you can take one, pass it down. Yeah, my contract got signed on, actually, I think Thursday or Friday. I'm legitimate. The website, I thought about 1,617. It's for May, so that's good. As far as advertising, we got the ad completed for the Raleigh Chamber directory. We got the direct mail approved by the consultant, so we're tweaking it a little bit, working on that. And then we have our 30-second KXO radio spot. It's been approved and it's on the air. Someone told me they heard it. So. Yeah, you heard it. Good. Did you like it? I thought it was good. Yeah, I'm working on that. It won't be the same over here. So that's what we're doing in advertising. And I'm working with Melissa to get the rest of the ads and things going. So ongoing with that. Tax consultants, we had, if you look in the back, we had 3 that called us, and mostly about street ranges, and they're following up on their vouchers. And then for our vouchering, we had 23 in May, but we already have 52 so far in June. We just got a big stack in from Safeway, so we're going to have a good June. And then we met with the businesses. I did have a chance to go and talk to the new, the Best Western Hotel. They're not open yet because they have some street issues, and I understand that's Caltrans holding them up. But he said he'd be glad to work with us. He didn't even know he was in the zone, so I'm going to get with him and see if I can get him signed up to vouchers. So.
Did he give you an estimated date for opening?
No.
I heard this morning that he's put a little extra money into it and should have the roadway done tomorrow.
Oh, good.
And he's hoping to open up on Friday.
Oh, good. That's good. So I'll get back together with him. And then Top Notch Seed, Joanna met with him and worked through some vouchering issues, and also with Pierre Menvielle Produce. They're hiring through the One Stop, and I understand they're working hard to get their employees on up.
They'll be vouchering as they can, so you'll get a lot of vouchers. 175 employees.
Right.
So you should get some vouchers there.
That's going to be great. And then just some miscellaneous people calling in to see if they're in the zone. And,
You need to speak up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a different machine.
Oh, okay. And then we actually had Nora listed as one of our people that had called in with some questions about the meeting she wanted to attend. So that's pretty much contact. And outreach, I did a lot of stuff this month. I went to the Centro Chamber Mixer, the Brawley Networking Breakfast, which was really good. I really enjoyed that one. Well attended, I thought, and very informative. Went to the grand opening for Community Valley Bank, which now has their location in Raleigh. They had a great grand opening, also well attended. So, went also to the grand opening for Rogers & Rogers, which isn't in Raleigh, but it's in Imperial. That's a very nice facility. Went to the Central Chambers Networking Breakfast, and the Brawley's annual dinner, and also the Brunswick Zone grand opening, which is a nice facility. Very nice. Then I also attended the Brawley Bypass groundbreaking, which I thought was excellent. We had the state director for the Caltrans there. Denise Cheney was there.
representatives
Oh.
there.
All
I recorded the whole thing, put it up on YouTube.
Okay,
But yeah.
so it was very well attended, and we're looking forward to getting the Raleigh bypass going. And then Michelle Adams, an update on the Cal Energy expansion. Jerry went and Nicole went up to Sacramento and met with Michelle and tried to explain some of the stuff to her, which I thought was great. And then she had some more questions, so she emailed and county planning responded, and she said that she would have an answer within 2 weeks, and so we should be hearing from her this week. Jerry was going to actually give her a call, so hopefully when he gets here, he may have an update for us on that. We had our audit, and it just finished at 2:20 today.
She's still walking.
Yeah. So they were there for 2 days. There was 3 people there yesterday and 4 people there today, including the 4th person was Frank O'Leary, who's the head of the whole thing. So he was there, and they went through a lot of papers. They asked a lot of questions, and overall they said that they're not going to be super critical on this audit. It's more like a constructive criticism. They said that most of the things that they found were not unique to our zone, that others, new zones, were having some problems. They brought up that we need to kind of have better methods to understand our attraction, expansion, and retention program. But we need to be able to measure that better somehow. So I said, well, if you can give us some suggestions, because that's very difficult to measure. How many people in the zone are staying there because of the zone?
We can do a survey.
I think so.
And that may be something that we'll do, Nicole and I have talked about.
Right. And I gave them the survey that you guys have done, and they were very impressed with that. So I think that's probably a good idea, Pam.
And we could do something more focused on the enterprise zone.
Right.
We did that more on a look at overall business and whether they were retaining, whether they want to move out of Raleigh, whether they're going to stay in Raleigh, what they thought in terms of hires. I think we can focus it and Zoomerang, is that what we did?
Yeah.
Zoomerang, and then do something more focused on
I
the
think so.
enterprise zone itself. And we can get some answers there, and then that might
I think so.
satisfy their questions.
Is that Info USA program, is that, Yelson bring you up to speed on that?
We asked them about that, and they just couldn't do it on that. So I think that's probably a good tool that we've got to be able to understand it.
It's new to me too, but I know that we have access to that.
Right.
And I was wondering if we might be able to pull up like all the zone addresses that have email addresses to be able to target people in the
Okay.
zone for the survey.
Yeah.
We have the same problem with workforce development, with trying to figure out how many people are retained, how many businesses stay based upon that, because you really don't have a good measure. You can kind of see who's coming in as a new
Right.
business, so maybe your attraction you can keep track of, but retention is totally different.
And we provided them with a copy of all the new business licenses, and so they saw that, but it just wasn't what they were looking for. So I'm hopeful that they'll have some suggestions. And then the last thing was they really kind of dinged us on the incentives that, we said that we were going to offer, and I know that Allison explained to me that the board felt like it wasn't appropriate, so they said that that's going to be something they're going to talk to us about. So, and I did bring up the fact that Raleigh's fees are quite a bit lower than everywhere else. I mean, substantially lower. And so I said, you can kind of understand why they're not, but, they still said, well, we promised that we would give them some incentives. So.
And I remember like pulling up incentives from other zones to see if they've done more, and I think that maybe some of that too.
That comes from the city and the county side.
Right.
That's the incentives that they offer.
And the
Businesses
IID
come in,
people.
and IID probably also.
Right.
So it's something that while you're directing, you can't necessarily do anything about it, but they have to do that from the board side.
And it's supposed to be
City
zone
council.
specific too. It's not just, it can't just be an overall incentive that anybody can get. It's supposed to be something specific.
We've had that discussion locally before when the zone was first opened about the incentives, and there has been some question. There were some that were offered in the package, I believe, that haven't. They really haven't been delivered.
Right.
And then there are others that probably need to be looked at. So it's just something that we need to do some more.
And then we'll see what they say. I mean, we'll see what they say. So, and then they had a few questions on some of our fees, which we can fix real easily. And then a voucher, they questioned some of our vouchering. So a lot of it, most of it was before Allison was hired. There was a few problems on the site and was supposed to, and a couple of issues like that. Nothing major though. So anyway, and those are easy to address, and I can address all of that very easily. So they said in a couple of weeks we'll get a draft report,